Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So new Tistina cards from Duelist Nexus. You probably already saw them, but they have potential. It's a new TCG exclusive archetype from the latest TCG set. It will drop this weekend if I'm not mistaken. So keep an eye out for them. Of course, this is only the first wave of support. And, you know, we can definitely expect another wave in, what is it, Age of Overlord, which is going to be our next set within like 3 months or so. So let's take a look, right? First of all, the deck list, the new cards as well, and then some other options which are, you know, other potential engines slash archetypes you could combine the deck with for now, right, with the current first wave of support. So quickly, let's, take a look at the cards first. So the first one is, I believe, one of the best cards already for the archetype, and that's Sentinel, which is basically level 3. That's as like, you know, the level 4 both have the capability to special summon themselves from either hand or graveyard as soon as you control a light Tistina monster. For now, that's only the 2 boss monsters, so, you know, the Demigod and the Crystal God. The better one here, the level 3 Sentinel, makes it so that if it's face up on the field, you can destroy like a set card you control or a Tistina card you control to basically add any Tistina cards from your deck to your hand. So that's already a fantastic searcher, and again, depending on the other cards in your hand, could start off your combo. The second one is Hound. Hound is level 4, while, you know, Sentinel was level 3. I feel for now, as you saw, that Hound, I feel is just fine as a one-off, but again, depending on the new support, you might need more Tistina names, right? So it depends. I feel for now, in this particular build, I'll just keep it as a one-off simply because you can send it to the graveyard thanks to your field spell. Again, more of that within the next couple of moments. So speaking of gods or light Tistinas, the first one is Demigod. Demigod is, I feel, again, one of the best cards for the archetype next to Sentinel. It's a level 10. Again, you can easily special summon it to the field as soon as you control at least one Tistina card. So that counts like the field spell, the continuous spell, that counts for the monsters, etc. As soon as your Demigod hits the field, you can search any Tistina spell or trap from your deck, so already kinda solid for free basically without any, you know, downsides. Now what's the catch? The catch is basically its last effect, is that it will become a big Book of Eclipse for your opponent during their turn if you control the other god, so the other level 10, your Crystal God. Plus, let's not forget, if you use that Book of Eclipse effect, if there are still face-up cards that your opponent is controlling, so a field spell, continuous spell or whatever, they'll all be sent to the graveyard. So that's a fantastic interruption. So again, one of the better cards for the archetype. Last but not least, we have Crystal God Tistina. I feel this is just fine as a one-off, while, you know, Demigod I felt is just an instant 3 of like maybe Sentinel, but, you know, that needs more testing. I feel this is just fine as a one-off simply because the point of the deck is obviously for now to go second, use a field spell, Foolish Burial any of your, you know, Tistina monsters from your deck to the graveyard, and then, if your opponent controls like 3 or more face-up cards, you can instantly special summon this god to the field. Konami wants you to play this deck going second, but I mean, look at Cash, look at Sprite, look at other decks going second against those decks. With the current first wave of support, it feels kind of awkward, right? You need board wipes, you need going second power spells to play through their disruptions that they already have on field, while at the same time there might still be hand traps, interruptions from back row. So it's very hard for this deck to go second, even though that's the, you know, the intention from, I guess, Konami to make this archetype. But who knows, the second wave might help you out with that. So the field spell is again one of the better field spells. So that's already a tell that this deck or archetype might be good in the future, depending on the second wave. Upon activation, it's basically once per turn. During your main phase, you can send one Tistina monster from your deck to the graveyard. So again, looking at those lower level monsters that, again, if you control like a light Tistina, they can be special summoned from the graveyard. So fantastic Link Father, Synchro Father, whatever, hardly any downsides. While at the same time, if you use that Foolish Burial effect, you can immediately, if your opponent controls at least 3 or more face-up cards, you can instantly get out your Crystal God, you know, Tistina, to get it on the field, basically for free. Next we have Breath. Breath is basically this archetype's second spell. It's a continuous spell that basically gives this archetype another normal summon, so getting more Tistina monsters on field, potentially use them for link summons, later get them back from the graveyard if you control a light Tistina. So this new spell, it gives you the capability to put something on your side of the field face down to search any Tistina card from your deck. So again, that's kind of fantastic, right? Then again, you kind of need to sacrifice a monster on your field, but If you control a light Tistina, you can target an opponent's monster, right? Put that face down. So again, I feel this is just fine as a 2-of or either 3-of. Last is a trap card, Science. For now, I don't see this card being main decked. This card makes itself a monster, it's a light Tistina when it hits the field, it's a level 10, there might be some plays with it, it also has some destruction, but I'm not so sure that you're running this one, simply because it's a trap card, it's slow, so again, I'm not so sure about this trap. Now, for now, let's take a look at the deck list. For now, I have like a P.U.N.K engine. P.U.N.K being, I mean, it's very straightforward, I don't need to explain P.U.N.K. There's instant contact, etc. To, you know, potentially, if your opponent does hand trap you on Xiamin, for example, you can still continue, go for Baron, etc. The one P.U.N.K card or two P.U.N.K cards that I'm not running is a Trap Searcher and, of course, the Trap. Again, I just need more space in the main deck for the Tistina cards, right? So, again, the point is to go for your level 8 Synchro play. Again, as you saw, or as you see here in the extra deck, this deck obviously wants to go second, at least this archetype definitely wants to go second to capitalize on the field spell. You know, if your opponent controls 3 or more face-ups, you can special summon the Crystal God and, you know, gain advantage from that. What are the options going first? Well, going first, you see that it's currently a 16 card extra deck since I'm still testing things out. Do I need to run or want to run the fusion for P.U.N.K? Am I able to maybe drop like at the instant contact? So again, I need more testing, but so for now 16 cards, but again, bear with me. Bishbalkin. Bishbalkin is what makes this deck potentially, for now with the current support, going first. As you know, Bishbalkin gives you like tokens and your opponent as well, so at least give them 3 tokens, so they will control, you know, 3 face-up cards, and then, you know, you will gain that beneficial effect from the field spell. So basically any 2-card combo featuring the P.U.N.Ks gives you that Bishbalkin combo, and as you know, Transverser to give your opponent stuff. So you could potentially end your opponent's board without any monsters, any of the tokens, but you have your engine fully live, with of course your Demigod, Crystal God, the continuous spells and traps, etc. So that's kinda solid. I really like this Bishbalkin with or featuring Bishbalkin, and of course the new Tistina cards. So other options, as you see here on the right side. First of all, I wanted to try them out with Unchained, of course, because, you know, a Sentinel has the capability to destroy a set card that could trigger your, your Unchained monster, special summon them from the deck. That's cool, but there might be some conflicting situations where the Unchained cards might lock you into Fiend types. So I'm not sure about... While on the other hand, like, you're probably just better off playing like a pure Unchained or maybe Evil Twin Unchained, and then it gives you the spot or the space for more hand traps, board wipes. So I'm not so sure about, you know, the Unchained hybrid, while on the other hand, the second one, potential, you know, archetype, you could mix it with its Eldritch. You know, Eldritch, the traps that you can, you know, destroy face down, get those beneficial searches during the end phase, again to capitalize on potential Tistina effects and, you know, board wipes or interruptions. The third option is something that I might want to try out, and that's with Subterrors. Again, like normal summon Guru with, you know, Sentinel, put it face down, search something, etc, etc. So with hidden city, put it face up again. You see the point, right, for this potential hybrid. So 3 hybrids for us TCG players right now post the first wave, I definitely see some advantage in. Now, as for the statistics, like what are the weaknesses of this deck? Obviously consistency, hand traps, you know how the punks, you know, work. There is some potential going first, going second, obviously, right, breaking the board with the interruptions you have with Impermanent Ash. Thing is that you might want to main Dark Ruler and maybe want to go second. Again, it's up to you, how do you want to play the deck, but consistency might be a slight issue, plus recovery. But again, this is just the first wave of support. We can expect more support in our next set to make this archetype much more consistent. But on the attack stat plus defensive wise, it's a bit iffy. Attack, I'm looking at one of the stronger synchros currently in the game, Psychic and the Punisher just punishes basically every deck that does not main deck and outdo it. So for now, like, how would I, you know, quote this deck? Maybe a tier 2-ish deck, maybe a bit more below tier 2-ish. Obviously, again, this is just the first wave of support, but I'm eager to try it out, combine it with other archetypes, Unchained, Eldritch, Subterror, so we'll see what we can do. Okay. Guys, is it? Did I miss any cards? Did I miss any options? Did you already try out the cards? Let me know down below. Okay? Guys, is it? Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Riddim signing out. Peace.